Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nosisa, and today I don't have a vlog, but I have a few thoughts on my mind. So this week has been hectic, but there are a few things that I've been observing. First of all, I'm going to talk about parenting. A topic that I can relate to. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is the suicide rate in South Africa. So let me start with the parenting topic. You know guys, I feel so exhausted and we are already in March, approaching April. But I observed a few things this week. So as parents, we go to work, we're trying to balance our careers, we're trying to show up for our kids. But you know, there are days where you feel like, you know what, I am tired. And you feel like you're not doing your best. You try not to shout sometimes, but you know, being a parent, you end up losing your mind sometimes. And then you end up trying to apologize to your kids. But I've been observing that, you know, like it's difficult to raise kids, especially when you're far away from your family, your loved ones. You have to build a community wherever you are. So especially when you live the city life, you come into the city, you will have to find a community. And that's the only way to survive. If you don't have a community, then you are on your own. And I actually want to applaud the single parents because they are doing an amazing job. I'm married, but I'm feeling the punches. It's hectic, guys. Parenting is not something to joke about. And I know that there are people that want to have kids and they can't have kids. I pray that God will show up for them. But I just wanted to just come on here and find out from the other parents, how are you doing? How are you dealing with these things? You know, I was talking to a colleague and he says to me that him and the other guy friends were discussing about the same issue, that it's difficult to balance everything, balancing a career, parenting, and still doing your activities. So they went for a run, a morning run. I think they ran about 5 kilometers. But he says, you know, it's so hard. He's not a parent yet, but he can understand the struggles that the parents are going through. And for me, I feel like it's something that I was taking lightly, but because I interact with people, then I get to understand a few things. Like my son, he's 3 years old. When he gets home, he doesn't really want to eat the food. So he's very picky. It's either he wants to have a peanut butter sandwich or sometimes he just wants Weet-Bix. But we want him to eat food, like a full meal and have all the nutrients. But on the other hand, we're like, okay, fine. If he's not at home, he gets a full meal in any case. The lady that looks after him gives him food and he does eat there. But when he gets home, then he's a picky eater. So somewhere, somehow, I didn't think that there are parents that get affected like badly when their kids reject their food. For me, it's not something that I take too personally or I feel bad about it. But there are parents that actually feel bad when their kids reject their food, because obviously you put in a lot of effort. You make the food with love. You want to see your child grow and be healthy. And I can understand the struggles. Yes, even with me this morning, I woke up in the morning, made breakfast for my son, and he rejected my food. And then after an hour, he said he wants a peanut butter sandwich. So I was just grateful that he eats. But there are parents that really take it to the heart that, you know, I put in so much work and the kids are not eating. But yeah, guys, these topics are very complex, and I wanted to just come on here and understand how are the parents doing and how are they dealing with these things. And then the other thing for me this week, my daughter was writing exams. The time now, it's 10 to 3. Saturday, I'm recording this on a Saturday afternoon. It's 10 to 3. She's still sleeping. She's tired. And I think that's one thing that stresses me so much. She's 12 years old, a preteen, going through all sorts of emotions, body changes, and the amount of work that they have to do at school is alarming. And we try by all means to show up for her, but sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. But I also worry about her mental health with everything that is going on in this world. How do we do better as parents, or how are we going to show up for our kids? Because I can't help but worry about the future of this generation and also ourselves. The reason why I spoke about suicide at the beginning of the video is because I noticed that there's a lot of men that are committing suicide. So if you look at this article, I will do a screenshot. I was reading something here. It says SA has the 3rd highest suicide rate in South Africa. There are steps you can take to tackle it, and then they talk about this. But there's various reasons. They're asking why is it happening, what to do, and practical strategies. What I've noticed though is that a lot of men are committing suicide. And when I look on social media and look at their pages, these people are parents. Are we gonna be single mothers now? What's going on? There's a lot of mental issues, guys. Men are not coping. Yes, as women we are trying our best, but men are not coping. So if our men are committing suicide, how can we assist them? I know there are programs that men have started, but we need to do better. We need to do more. We need to show up for one another. There's a lot that is happening. The unemployment rate is skyrocketing. There's crime. These men want to be better fathers, but they don't have the resources. So it's a bit worrying that men are committing suicide, and it's not only men, it's women, there are teenagers that commit suicide. Like, things are so bad, guys. And as much as we try to be strong, but I feel like this week these things, they did have an impact on me. I thought more about them because I am a parent and I'm married. So I wouldn't want my husband to commit suicide one day. I wouldn't want my brother to commit suicide one day. But you know, the world is so bad because sometimes people talk about their struggles, but they get judged and then they don't open up. There is therapy. Other people, they don't know about how to get the right help. I myself still need to do more research, especially when it comes to things like free therapy, because other people don't have medical aids. But I think we need to take a step and show up for one another, because it's really worrying. We cannot be losing young lives like this. We cannot. And as parents also, I know it's difficult, guys. I know it's so difficult, especially because we are far from everything. We are far from our siblings, far from our relatives, far from a lot of things. You go to work, and when you get to work, you are under pressure to perform, but you are exhausted because at home, you still need to show up and be a parent. So there's a lot that we are dealing with. Like, I feel like our generation is faced with a lot of things. The economy is bad, but we are pushing, we are showing up in any case. But I just wanted to come on here and say that let us try to be kind. Let's try to look at the signs, because a lot of us are struggling behind the smiles that we put, these brave faces that we put, but there's a lot we're dealing with. And let's try by all means not to be negative people. Let us not judge other people's choices. Let us not think that we know better than the other people. Let's try to be there for one another, man. Because you will look at someone else's choices and think that you can do better. Well, you don't know what that person is going through. Especially, I'm going to go back again to the topic of men, especially men, because men are not vocal like us. As women, we know how to, you can talk to your friend, meet someone at the salon, you talk about your problems, and you feel better afterwards. And like in my case, I'm not a person that cries. There are women that can cry and let it all out. It's okay to cry, and I think I also need to have my own crying session, because I cannot say that I'm not a crier. I need to just be vulnerable a bit, just be soft a bit, because every day I wake up and have to show up. I have to show up for people at work, I have to show up for my family, I have to be everything. And this year, at least I'm pouring into my cup. I'm trying to do things that make me happy. I exercise, and now I've started to do swimming, as hard as things are, and it's not easy, it's not an easy sport, but it's training my mind to be strong and to focus, and know that I can do this thing, because there are people that don't believe in themselves. There are people that think, well, I can't do this thing. But don't ever think that you can't do something. Don't let your mind plant that seed of a negative thought and think that, no, I can't. You can always rewrite your story. The world is big, the opportunities are there. Don't write yourself off. Please, guys, let us try to take care of our mental health. I know it's easier said than done, because a lot is going on. But I just wanted to come here and say, you matter, your life is precious, you are here for a reason. God loves you and your family loves you. Please hold on and try to seek help if you need help. I'm not an expert, but I am concerned, because this suicide rate, it's too much. It's too much, guys. But yeah, take care of yourselves, guys, please. And I hope this year will be better. As it progresses, things will get better. Bye.